If you've been watching this show, you already know that I've been saying for months that the Trump economic agenda is a disaster waiting to happen. It can't work as promised. So it either fails or Trump abandons it. Well, now, even CNBC is starting to catch up. CNBC had an article this morning laying out exactly how Donald Trump's big promises are going to run headfirst into reality. I want to break this down piece by piece because every economic promise Trump made is poised to backfire in spectacular fashion. Ending the war in Ukraine before taking office. Trump said that it was after winning the election, not after being inaugurated. After winning the election, he would have the Russia-Ukraine war solved. He said it to his base. And of course, now he's saying it's a tough one. He's hedging his bets. The confidence is gone. Imagine campaigning on the idea that you can single-handedly end a war without any plan, only to realize that it's a little bit complicated once you win. The markets and global stability don't run on Trump's slogans, and even Trump's own comments show he's totally unprepared for the real-world fallout of this. Blanket tariffs on the world, China, Mexico, Canada. Trump's promise for tariffs on everyone sounds very tough. And then you remember what happened last time. Countries like China retaliated. They cut off U.S. agriculture imports. They left farmers in a bind. And now world leaders and policymakers in D.C. are having to scramble to figure out how do we prevent Trump from doing the blanket tariffs, because they know it would be terrible for the economy. It would drive prices up for consumers and it would be a disaster. Tariffs maybe make a great soundbite. Strong man. Oh, what an alpha. Very tough. They don't pay off when the retaliation costs more than the revenue they bring in. The largest tax cuts in American history. Trump's plan, I guess you could say, is one for the ages. It'll age badly, but it's one for the ages. Trump wants, again, massive individual and corporate tax cuts, promising they will stimulate so much growth that they will pay for themselves. If it sounds familiar, it's because we saw the movie before. I read part one of this book, and we have a spoiler, which is it ends with ballooning deficits, just like it did in Trump's first term. Independent estimates say it'll cost about $9 trillion over the next decade. And with a $36 trillion national debt, there are even Republicans saying, we're not so sure about this. Trump said he would pay down the debt with the tariffs and with oil. You might be laughing because it's laughable. Trump says tariffs and expanded oil drilling will reduce the debt. The U.S. is already the largest producer of oil in the world, and prices are expected to stay low. That's not a recipe for using oil to pay off the debt. The oil companies are not going to flood the market because Trump is asking them to do it. Not only that, but basic economics prevents it. And then the tariffs, history shows us that tariffs do not work to bring in the sort of money Trump is talking about, especially when countries retaliate. Rebecca Babin is a senior energy expert, and she said, quote, if energy prices are halved, remember, Trump said he would cut energy by 50%, prices by 50%. She said something is terribly wrong. And as I've explained before, if somehow energy prices declined by 50%, it would be an economically disastrous deflationary spiral, the likes of which I don't know that we've ever seen. And then finally, you have the reality that Trump would have to ignore the national debt to do all of this. That's the elephant in the room. Servicing the debt itself will become an even bigger strain, and Trump's agenda completely ignores that. So the effect is that even some Republicans in Congress are starting to rebel. We saw that during the debt limit fight. Trump says, I've got all the answers. I know everything. I'm going to do it all. Even his party doesn't trust him. Forget about the Democrats. His party doesn't trust him. So Trump's promises, as usual, they sound very bold. They fall apart the second they meet reality. The Ukraine rhetoric, total bluster. The tariff plan, proven failure. The tax cuts, just going to lead to more of a deficit. The real irony here is that none of these are new problems. We've seen this playbook before. We have examples of all of these actions. And we can say, oh, it doesn't work. It always ends the exact same way. The average American pays more for bad policy. They pay more for products. They pay more for energy. They pay more sometimes in terms of sacrifice when it comes to the military, when presidents get us wrapped up in engagements we shouldn't be in. So Trump says it's all going to make us so prosperous. We're all bracing for the fallout. And if you've been watching this show, you already saw it coming. I want to remind you, we have an open, full-time, fully remote position on the show. These rarely come available. If you are interested, it is a production, editing, social media, and marketing role. Please write to info@davidpakman.com with the subject open position. Attach your resume and write a couple of paragraphs in the body. Hit the body of the email with a couple of paragraphs about why you think you'd be a good fit for the show. And we will follow up with candidates with a formal job description. And finally, remember that on January 1st, we'll be doing a one-day membership special to kick off 2025. If you'd like to be notified about that, just get on my newsletter, which you can sign up for at davidpakman.com. We've got a great bonus show for you today. We'll talk about the 50 bills that Joe Biden signed on Christmas Eve and so much more, including who gets to label a food healthy now. The FDA has a new definition. It's sort of what you would expect. All of those stories and more on today's bonus show. I'll see you then. One of our sponsors today is Geology, offering an array of skin, hair, and body products that are powered by facts, not fads. Geology is a 37-time award-winning personalized skincare company with over 10,000 five-star reviews because people just love the products. Geology creates simple, effective skincare and hair care routines customized just for you with proven ingredients. That's the critical thing with skincare. Their products are built around just a handful of proven, powerful ingredients that have been trusted by dermatologists for decades. Geology can help with acne, reducing oiliness, combating darker, puffy under eyes, or just smoother, more hydrated skin. Go to my link and take their 60-second diagnostic quiz, and their team of dermatologists will design a personalized routine just for you, shipped to your door. I took the quiz. I got the salicylic acid face wash, the tone control morning cream, and retinol night cream. Easy. I love the results. Go to geolog.ie/Pacman70 and use my code Pacman70 to get 70% off your personalized skincare trial set, as well as 50% off any add-on products. The link is in the description.